It's a somber mood as President William Ruto leads the nation in eulogizing the late Bishop Emeritus Philip Anyolo Sulumeti. Plus,
tonight
on the program,
on the cabinet, we focus on AG Emeritus, a charismatic close caller who steered Kenya through Katiba 2010.
And all that is coming up. Remember, tonight we also have a look at the day sports for you, and also the business segment will be brought later on in the broadcast. But first things first, I want to give an executive summary of the stories that we covered for you on this broadcast. Yet another roadblock.
Court stops the long-delayed police recruitment recently scheduled for November 17th.
Mimi nataka niwaambie hawa jamaa, my friends, serikali ya Kenya si yenu. Serikali ya Kenya ni ya wananchi hawa wote. Doesn't belong to 2-3 people. Ama namna gani? Wacheni kiburi na madharau. Serikali ya Kenya ni ya wananchi wote wa Kenya.
Sharing of the national cake.
All regions to have equal resources, regardless of their political inclination. SHA, the better option.
Unions give TSC the green light to migrate teachers from a private medical insurance scheme to SHA. Plus,
Singing with the Angels.
Celebrated gospel artist Betty Bayo, famous for the 11th hour song, passes on.
Good evening and welcome to Prime Edition. My name is Mboya.
I am Muchuma Odim. Our socials at KBC Channel 1 on X, Facebook and YouTube. Our sign language expert tonight is Lucy Mwaura.
Straight to our top story tonight. The police constable recruitment exercise suffered another setback on Monday when the Constitutional and Human Rights Review Division of the High Court stopped the National Police Service from conducting it on the rescheduled 17th of November 2025 date.
Judge Bahati Mwamuye issued the orders after the petitioner Eliud Matindi challenged the constitutionality of the recruitment process to be carried out by the Inspector General of Police and the National Police Service instead of the National Police Service Commission.
And as Ruth Wamboi reports, the new direction by the Constitutional Court puts on hold the Employment and Labour Relations ruling that was issued on the 30th October of this year.
This report opens our coverage tonight.
The legal battle overall between the National Police Service Commission and the National Police Service should conduct the planned police recruitment seems far from over. On Monday, a petitioner, Eliud Matindi, argued that under Article 246(3)(a) of the Constitution, it is the Commission and not the service that is mandated to recruit police officers.
I believe the IG NPS does not have the constitutional or statutory authority to carry out that exercise.
The Employment and Labour Relations Court, however, closed the exercise on 2nd October, and on 30th October, Judge Helen Wasile further barred the Commission from carrying out the recruitment process, thus giving the service and the Inspector General the green light to go ahead with it.
The way that the Constitution and the laws of Kenya work is that courts can only exercise jurisdiction which is given to them either by the Constitution or by law or by an act of parliament.
Subsequently, the Inspector General issued a fresh advertisement to recruit 10,000 police officers at 422 centers countrywide on November 17, 2025. In his petition, Matindi contends that this move was unconstitutional, arguing that the IG has no legal authority to undertake police recruitment without express delegation from the NPSC.
It is my belief that that power is given to the National Police Service Commission.
In issuing the temporary orders against the recruitment, Justice Bahati Mwamuye noted the petition raises substantial constitutional and public interest that must be determined before any recruitment proceeds.
As things stand now, the recruitment exercise that was advertised by the IG of the National Police Service to take place on Monday, the 17th of November 2025, has been stopped until the court directs otherwise.
The matter will be mentioned on 22nd January next year to confirm compliance and for further directions. A state of dilemma continues to cloud the recruitment of the 10,000 police officers, with the latest orders coming from the Constitutional Court. Which way? Is it NPS or NPSC? Ruth Wamboi reporting from Milimani, Law Court.
From the police recruitment route to the latest in the county of Samburu, President William Ruto has accused the opposition of having no agenda to move the country forward.
Now, while defending the broad-based arrangement, the president, who launched various development projects in Samburu County, also said that all regions must enjoy equal share of the national cake despite the political inclinations.
Giverson Maina reports.
In his walking tour in Samburu County, President William Ruto launched projects worth 7.4 billion shillings. This includes the tarmacking of the 20-kilometer Kisima-Sura Adoru Road in the Kisima area.
Tumesema two-term kwa sababu ya maji, ya barabara, ya hospitali, ya KMTC.
Mambo ya lami. Nyinyi mlikuwa mnaamini kweli tutaekewa lami mpaka Wamba? Mlikuwa mnaamini lami itaenda mpaka Baragoi?
The head of state also broke ground for the 340-bed student hostel at the Samburu West Technical and Vocational College as part of the affordable housing program.
Tumeshuhudia ukikuja hapa na matunda ya maendeleo. Barabara zetu zote zitaunganishwa kaunti mzima kwa lami. Tumeona affordable housing.
The president further commissioned the Mararal Water Supply Project worth 760 million Kenyan shillings that is expected to benefit 70,000 households across Mararal town and surrounding areas. While at it, he vowed to ensure all regions benefit equally from the national cake.
Nimekuja hapa Samburu kuwahamasisha, kuwaambia ile Samburu ya kubaki nyuma, nafasi hiyo imepotea. Sasa ni Samburu ya kuungana na Kenya ingine. Na ndio sababu hiyo nimekuja hapa kwa mambo ya kupanga miradi na maendeleo ya Samburu County.
The president also took a swipe at the opposition leaders for labeling government development plans as empty promises to Kenyans.
Ati sasa kuna wanaume 5 ati wameketi chini, ati wanagawa serikali ya Kenya. Ati wewe chukua 50%, wewe chukua 20%, wewe chukua 10%. Mimi nataka niwaambie hawa jamaa, my friends, serikali ya Kenya si yenu. Serikali ya Kenya ni ya wananchi hawa wote. Doesn't belong to 2-3 people. Ama namna gani? Wacheni kiburi na madharau. Serikali ya Kenya ni ya wananchi wote wa Kenya.
The president also defended the UDA-ODM broad-based arrangement, saying it's serving to end tribal politics.
Munajua mimi nilikubaliana na former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, tukasema tuondoe siasa ya chuki Kenya, tuondoe siasa ya ukabila, tuunganishe wa Kenya wote, ndio tukatengeneza serikali ya broad based.
Wakati baba yetu alienda kwa baba mkubwa, ikabidi alisema tuingie broad based, si ndivyo? Na si tunajua Samburu ni stronghold ya nini? ODM, lakini ODM sasa iko kazi na nani? Na rais wetu mtenda kazi.
Giverson Maina, Prime Edition.
On to that update that we highlighted at the beginning of the broadcast. The Teachers Service Commission will join the Social Health Authority, SHA, from the 1st of December 2025.
This follows a meeting with the teachers' unions who agreed to transition from the private medical insurance scheme whose contract ends on November 30th, 2025.
That's contract scheme by Aeon Minet, the Teachers Service Commission, saying that it will sensitize members ahead of the migration, which will see over 400,000, just slightly under 500,000 teachers join SHA.
We've discussed quite a number of issues. They've given us a lot of input that we will take into consideration as we finalize the scheme. They have also given us a few take-homes which we are going to discuss further. But what we've agreed is that we are transitioning to SHA.
And the former scheme catered for children, and now we shall have 5, an additional 1. Okay, the turnaround time for operations could not be very definite, but we've been told here it is forward. 4 minutes? 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Yeah.
The number of health facilities have also increased from 800 to 9,600 just at the beginning. So that means that the teachers will have access to more health facilities than before.
We're looking at expanding this list to include level 6 hospitals, level 5 hospitals, level 4 hospitals, level 3A, B hospitals, and level 2 hospitals. In terms of ownership, public, private, FBO. So the offering here for teachers will actually be much improved and expanded, together with also access to chronic conditions. There'll be no pre-qualifying that happens in the private sector. A teacher who has a chronic condition will be able to come in and access SHA.
From SHA to a teachers' conference, Kenya primary schools head teachers are meeting in Mombasa for an annual general meeting amid calls on the government to establish clear pathways for the certification and registration of refugee teachers within the Kenyan education system.
Yeah, that's right. This year's conference also comes at the height of agitation by junior secondary school teachers for autonomy.
Here is that report.
Sheikh Ali Zayed Children's Home in Mombasa is this year playing host to the Kenya Primary School Head Teachers Association annual general meeting and conference. The meeting is providing a platform for the head teachers to articulate their issues and press for better running of the education sector. This year, the head teachers have kicked off the conference by calling for proper integration of refugee teachers into the Kenyan education system.
Many of these teachers still face systemic and administrative barriers that limit their professional recognition, including challenges related to identity, documentation, certification, and registration. It is therefore KECSHA's humble prayer to the Ministry of Education and the Teachers Service Commission and other key policy makers to prioritize the establishment of clear pathways of certifying and registering refugee teachers within Kenya's education system.
The head teachers opined that extending professional recognition to refugee teachers would reaffirm Kenya's commitment to inclusive and equitable education while advancing national goals on refugee integration. The meeting in Mombasa comes even as the government grapples with the demand by junior secondary school teachers for autonomy. Junior secondary schools are currently administered by primary school head teachers who are also pushing for better job grading owing to the added responsibilities. For Prime Edition from Mombasa County, I am Ann Mburu.
And that report brings us to a fast break here on Prime Edition at exactly 10 minutes past the top of the hour. Coming up,
the Drought Diaries in Mandera and Marsabit, with the detail and clarity you deserve.
hata kani kuchapa. How do you kuchapa ni kuchoma mtoto?
Between me and your mother, ni nani mkali?
Ninyi wote.
Unaona generation vile inakaa?
Si generation anauliza swali kulingana na vile nini.
Ndio maana huwa nakapiga. Nini?
Unakapiga?
Ulimupiga ndiye ni ukajua mimi ndio msasi wake.
Were you there?
I was not there.
Thank you very much.
Lea Premium Flour, nurturing the world. Available in a store near you.
Welcome back to Prime Edition. Our socials.
At KBC Channel 1 on X, Facebook and YouTube. Tom, onto security concerns.
Absolutely. Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has emphasized the need for collaboration between the judiciary on one side and the security sector to enhance fair delivery of justice.
Murkomen disclosed that an effective justice system can only be achieved when all state agencies involved in law enforcement, prosecution and corrections work in harmony.
Now, these sentiments were made during the launch of the Administration of Justice in Kenya Annual Report 2024-2025 and the Justice Sector Monitoring, Evaluation and Learning Framework in Nairobi, Kenya.
Today's launch on the Justice Sector Monitoring, Evaluation and Learning Framework is equally important because it will help us measure something Kenya are deeply care about, the speed of justice in Kenya, the delivery of justice in Kenya. Let us be honest, Kenyans are impatient and rightly so. When someone reports a crime, they want the action. When a case goes to court, they want it resolved. When someone serves their time in prison, they deserve a genuine chance at the rehabilitation and a new start of life.
We recognized what you did in Jukwaa ya Usalama. We always do it as the judiciary. You remember in January we had the Judiciary Dialogue Day. And at the Court Users Committee, we are always trying to bring everybody together. But what Jukwaa did was to energize the police, the chiefs, and everybody to take the rightful position at the Court Users Committee.
The gospel community is mourning the death of celebrated Kikuyu gospel artist Betty Bayo, who passed away on Monday afternoon while undergoing treatment for blood cancer at Kenyatta National Hospital.
Because she suffered from leukemia, her family confirmed. According to family members, Betty has been unwell for the past week before doctors diagnosed her with leukemia.
Her passing has been described as a devastating loss to both her family and wider gospel fraternity.
Betty Bayo rose to fame with hit songs such as 11th Hour.
Among those who have eulogized the late musician is the renowned televangelist and ex-husband Victor Kanyari.
Bishop Emeritus of the Catholic Diocese of Kakamega, Right Reverend Philip Anyolo Sulumeti, has passed on, aged 88.
The long-serving died on Sunday night at a Nairobi hospital.
Here in Nairobi, the prelate, the late Bishop Emeritus, was born on the 15th of August, 1937 in Busia County and was ordained a priest for the Diocese of Kisumu on the 6th of January 1966.
On February 28, 1978, he was appointed the first Bishop of Kakamega.
President William Ruto led the country in eulogizing the late Bishop Emeritus Sulumeti, saying he was a devoted servant of God, a pillar of faith, a compassionate shepherd, whose life and ministry transformed communities.
Kwa niaba ya kanisa Anglikana Kenya, napenda kutoa rambirambi zetu na za kwangu mwenyewe kwa familia na marafiki na kanisa Katoliki kwa kupoteza askofu mustaafu ama emeritus Philip Sulumeti. Alikuwa changizo kubwa kwa maendeleo ya Kenya, na kanisa Kianglikana na kanisa Katoliki tumefanya kazi kwa karibu sana.
Baba Askofu Sulumeti ametuacha, na yeye amekuwa bishop wetu hapa Kakamega miaka mingi sana. Wakati tunapigania katiba hii mpya, yeye alikuwa kwenye kamati ambayo ilikuwa inaunda hiyo katiba.
Rambirambi zangu nikiwa Mkatoliki kwa jamii ya Wakatoliki kufuatia kifo cha emeritus Bishop Philip Sulumeti.
On to the drought diaries. At least 3 people have been killed and several others seriously injured in November in clashes over pasture and water in parts of Marsabit County.
Now, the fighting fueled by a worsening drought situation is forcing pastoralist communities to turn against each other in a desperate struggle for survival.
North Horr Assistant County Commissioner George Owor says security teams have been deployed to restore calm as the famine continues to push families to the brink.
And so tonight, in Drought Diaries, Ben Chumba reports from the front lines of a crisis where access to water and also grass is a matter of life or death.
What used to be the green grazing land is now dust and bones. Carcasses of animals lie scattered across the plains, a constant reminder of what drought does.
You will find somebody had even 100 cattle, and right now kuna mtu hata kuna 20. Mtu alikuwa na 50 na sasa mtu hata kuna 10, na hata kuna mwingine kabisa ameishiwa kabisa hata na mmoja.
Saa hii ngamia saa hii hakuna maziwa. Na mbuzi pia hivyo. Na sasa hata wakikosa nyasi watakusha tu na njaa.
In Marsabit, South Horr, North Horr and parts of Laisamis, the rain has not come. The drought has refused to end. Families have lost nearly everything. For the pastoralists here, livestock isn't just source of food. It is identity, and that identity is under threat. The drought hasn't killed the animals yet, but the fear of losing them is already costing lives. This month alone, 3 people have died and several others seriously injured in clashes over the pasture that's left.
Hata ngamia ile iko naye tuko naye saa hii iko na mimba ndani, hakuna ile iko na maziwa. Saa hii wameweka maziwa yao kwa nundu yao huko. Sasa hakuna maziwa.
Every day, herders move farther and farther away from home in search of pasture, often crossing into territories claimed by rival communities. And with each crossing, tension grows.
Hawezi fika hiyo milima. Unaona hiyo milima? Hawezi fika. Hapa na kifika ni kuuawa. Haya, hawezi fika hiyo milima ingine. Kufika pale ni kuuawa.
Hakuna vile tunaweza fanya. Huko mbele ni adui. Hapa ni nyasi hakuna. Watakusha tu na njaa.
Local peace communities now hold regular meetings under acacia trees, trying to mediate between warring communities.
Vijana wetu, wazee wetu wanakalisha hawa, wanawaongelesha ili wasiende kupiga watu wa jirani.
Tunakosana na wajirani yetu kila siku. Kutoelewa, kutojua, tunauana kila siku. Ambaye kitu haina maana.
But even as peace efforts continue, desperation runs deep. Families here say they would rather risk death than watch their animals starve.
Sisi wote ni wana Kenya, lakini wanakuja mpaka sehemu yetu, wanapiga watu wetu kwa sababu ya malisho.
If one side the water dries up and the pasture also dries up, you find they migrate to other areas. And
those who are already in that place try to resist. So you see it kind of bring conflict.
The government says it is working with county authorities to provide relief supplies, but the impact of the drought is spreading faster than help can reach. This is what drought does. It dries the land fast, then drains the peace.
Saa hii mkiona iko ngamia kwa boma. Kwa sababu ya hii vita ya juzi, saa hii hata hakuna mahali wanaenda kukula nyasi. Nyasi ni ile tu mahali wamepikiwa walitoroka. Walikuja hapa wako nyumbani sasa hapa.
In a community where livestock is life, losing even one animal is like losing a family member. Ben Chumba, Prime Edition.
The Mandera County government has kicked off emergency food distribution to the vulnerable population following that prolonged drought, which is currently at an alarming phase.
According to Mandera County Governor Mohammed Khalif, at least 15,000 households in the urban settings are in the need of food aid.
Now, the emergency team is monitoring that situation in rural areas because they would like to ascertain the extent of the drought on both the humans and also the animals.
Here is that report.
In this humble homestead, a few kilometers from Mandera town, we meet Mzee Mohammed Ali Kanjara. He is bedridden. His poor family has no meaningful source of income.
He cannot work himself. He's someone who needs help for everything, and he's not having. He's always alone, living alone.
Maka hivi mgonjwa anakuwa kitanda. Saa hii shukran. Mara mingi analetea tunasaidieni.
A few meters away, another resident, Abdullahi Wabe Adan, is led from his house to meet county officials. Mzee Abdullahi is visually impaired. His wife and children are mentally challenged.
Ni moja tu ako sawa. Wale wengine disabled. So walikuwa wakiishi nyumba nyingine ndogo hapa ambaye ni imetengenezwa tu na miti na ilikuwa jikoni pia ni mahali wanalala.
The two are among the 15,000 urban poor targeted by the county government for food aid following the current drought situation. On this day, we meet the county government officials from the Special Programs Department distributing foodstuff to the two families. In anticipation of a possible drought owing to the failed long rains and now the unpredictable October-December rains, the county government focused on food storage ready for the dire situation. At the Strategic Relief Food Store, about 235 tons of rice and edible oil are ready for distribution to the vulnerable urban poor.
And why we kept it is because of strategically planning, because we knew something is going to crop up, and therefore we didn't want to be taken off guard.
We do the urban poor simply because we have a lot of families who they moved from other places and they come to look for a job. And now that there's no job, and we make sure that at least we really support during this emergency food distribution.
Outside the strategic food store, the food is being loaded on trucks ready for disbursement in an exercise slated for tomorrow, Tuesday. Mandera County Governor Mohammed Adan Khalif says the drought situation is at the alarm phase, heading now to emergency.
Although we have not gone to the danger, I mean the red zone, but it's not very good. And what that means is we require to continue doing relief distribution.
Governor Khalif is calling for collective intervention in the drought mitigation strategies.
But still, we wanted to appeal to our development partners, especially the non-governmental organization, also to come up with a plan so that we coordinate as a county, national and department, and zone the area as well so that at least we avoid what we call duplication. And then we prepare a plan and most effective intervention in the coming months.
Mandera County is among the larger northeastern region that is currently facing a possible drought and famine owing to inadequate or no rainfall for seasons now.
Let's now take you to the counties. A multi-agency team led by the Kenya Revenue Authority, KRA, has intercepted a 40-foot container at the port of Mombasa carrying 9.5 million illicit cigarettes disguised as sanitary towels valued at 200 million shillings.
Now, this could have cost the country 76 million shillings in lost tax revenue.
For this and more stories, here is our county news roundup.
The intercepted consignment, packed in 954 boxes, is a breakthrough in the ongoing war against illicit trade and tax evasion. KRA Deputy Commissioner of Customs in charge of border control and enforcement, Chege Masharia, lauded international coordination and timely information sharing that led to the interception of the illicit tobacco.
Such kind of business is posing a lot of significant health and revenue concerns to us as a country. Another key component that I would like to highlight that has been assisting us so much in carrying out our mandate of enforcement and interception is the process of scanning technology. We have scanners all over the point of entry.
Meanwhile, the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers and Kenya Secondary Schools Health Association, KESHA, has joined family and friends in urging the Directorate of Criminal Investigations and Inspector General of Police to expedite investigations into the death of the principal of Munyuki High School in Lugari, Simon Isiaho.
Kama uko na information yoyote na clue kuhusu kifo cha mwalimu ama nani amehusika katika hii masuala ya hii kitendo ya unyama, muende kwa ofisi ya Lumaganda ya DCI na ya polisi OCBD, mupeane huyo shahidi hapo ili kufanya hii mambo kuwa fast tracked. Huyu mtu mwenye amefanya hii kitendo akamatwe aende ndani.
In Nakuru County, a water service provider has urged the government to lower annual levies for pumping drinking water from boreholes to enhance coverage in areas of acute water shortage. The director of SOA Kenya Academy, James Yagon, says the current regime of annual levies is exorbitant for providers to establish sustainable water projects in areas with a high clean water deficit.
And one of the basic needs is water. If they have water, if they have food, they're able to grow their own food. And that's why I say that the country has developed.
Kitambo tulikuwa tunaenda maji wengine kama Ansai, kama mimi mzee alikuwa anaenda Ndarugu huko Kaptembwa. Lakini kwa saa hii tuko na furaha sana kwa sababu tumeona maji na tunakunywa, bado tunaendelea kukunywa na tutakunywa zaidi.
Finally, the Nyandarua County government has officially commenced construction of the new Olkalau Stadium, a modern sports complex expected to transform the region's sporting landscape. Governor Kiaria Badilisha expresses gratitude to President William Ruto for supporting the project, which will be implemented by China Roads Bridges Corporation CRBC under the supervision of the Kenya Defence Forces KDF.
Within the next 3 to 6 months, God willing, we will have a stadium of 10,000 seating capacity, and therefore it will be a milestone to the people of Nyandarua, the young people who want to venture into athletics. They will have a very good stadium for them to practice.
Michael Mondiga for Prime Edition.
Tonight on the Cabinet, we focus on Professor Githu Muigai,
a legal mind whose career spans academia, public service, and international arbitration.
From his days as a charismatic close scholar at the University of Nairobi to
his tenure as Attorney General steering Kenya through the 2010 constitutional transition, Muigai's legacy is defined by intellectual rigor,
reform, and an enduring influence in both local and global legal circles.
Jackie Wambiru compiled this week's edition of the Cabinet.
Professor Githu Muigai's legal training was boosted when upon graduating from the University of Nairobi in 1983. He joined the Columbia Law School where he earned masters in law. Upon returning to Kenya, he taught at the University of Nairobi, rapidly establishing himself as an authoritative scholar consultant and practitioner. He was a legend at the Parkland's Law Faculty, where students regarded him as an erudite, articulate, opinionated, and charismatic. Professor Muigai is a founding partner at Mohammed Muigai LLP, where his prowess was undisputed. As his professional stature rose to commanding heights, he found himself drawn to public affairs locally and globally. In 2000, he was selected to the Constitution of Kenya Review Commission, a panel tasked with delivering Kenya's first attempt at a fundamental constitutional overhaul. After his appointment to CKRC, he went on to earn a PhD in law in November 2002. In 2008, he was appointed a United Nations Special Rapporteur on contemporary forms of racism, xenophobia, racial discrimination, and related forms of intolerance. He also served a term as a judge of the East Africa Court of Justice between 2008 and 2010. He was appointed Attorney General by President Mwai Kibaki in August 2011, following the retirement of Amos Worker, who had served for 2 decades. Professor Muigai continued to serve as the Attorney General under President Uhuru Kenyatta's administration after the 2013 general election. He resigned in February 2018, citing a desire to return to private practice and academia. He is listed in major international arbitration institutions as a member of the Permanent Court Arbitration, a member of the London Court of International Arbitration Africa Users Council, among others. His focus in recent years has been strongly on international arbitration and dispute resolution rather than direct public office. Jackie Wimbiru, The Cabinet.
Thank you for staying with us. Welcome to Business News. Calls for expansion of access to affordable capital, promotion of e-commerce, and drafting conducive policies for micro, small, and medium enterprises dominated the ministerial roundtable at the 25th East Africa Community MSME Trade Fair 2025. Leaders at the events also called for the simplification and harmonization of the regulatory frameworks to support a common position to negotiate on business terms. Kamche Menza tells us more.
At the Uhuru Gardens in Nairobi, a large white tent buzzes with energy. Thousands of entrepreneurs showcasing their innovations at the ongoing 25th EAC MSME 2025 Expo and Trade Fair. This underscoring the critical role the informal sector plays in regional economies, notwithstanding the existing challenges.
From limited market access to inadequate financing, barriers to the effect of climate change.
Leaders say unlocking access to finance, markets, promotion of e-commerce, business-friendly regulation, and leveraging on technology are key for MSMEs.
The challenge is not lack of liquidity. Rather, the challenge is to ensure the bankability of our SMEs, to ensure that they have access to affordable trade finance.
We can't settle for just having a call to action. We need to have an implementation as the follow-up. We're very good at calls to action. We're very good at paper. What we do after is what is going to be critical.
Informal sector accounts for 90% of new jobs created and 30% of Kenya's GDP.
While governments continue to strengthen policy frameworks for an enabling business environment, we must all, as stakeholders, work collaboratively to create a supportive ecosystem.
The e-citizen platform was cited as an example of how innovation can unlock new opportunities.
To the partners gathered here, how then can we appropriate the data, the behavioral trends that we see, in order to forecast for policy and insights and to guide incentives, green incentives, financing incentives.
Well, as leaders deliberate on policies and funding, these entrepreneurs remain the heartbeat of Africa's economy, driving innovation and livelihoods from the ground up. Kamche Menza for Prime Edition at Uhuru Gardens, Nairobi.
Africa is converging in Nairobi. The 25th East Africa MSMEs Trade Fair is officially underway at Uhuru Gardens, bringing together over 3,000 enterprises from the 8 East Africa partner states, showcasing the very best in innovation, creativity, culture, and enterprise. This Tuesday, 11th of November 2025, join us for the official opening ceremony presided over by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya. Come explore groundbreaking products, connect with entrepreneurs from across the region, and experience 10 days of vibrant trade, culture, and opportunity at the Uhuru Gardens, Nairobi. Entry is absolutely free. See you there.
Welcome back to Business News. Entrepreneurs from East Africa across the board have transformed Uhuru Gardens to the ongoing 25th East Africa Community MSME Trade Fair into a thriving marketplace for partnerships and trade opportunities. Here is Trevor Ngendo with the details.
Uhuru Gardens has come alive with color, culture and creativity as more than 3,000 micro, small and medium enterprises from 8 East African community partner states showcase the innovations and craftsmanship.
Yeah, I'm exhibiting crafts, crafts like things made out of cow horn, things made out of wood, and some bags, wall hangings.
This is a company that manufactures local curtain rods and window accessories.
I've come to showcase crafts made by Ugandan women right in our backyard. This has helped us to empower women, youth, girls that have dropped out of school to make a living.
Mimi ni Mtanzania, tunazalisha wenyewe nguo za batiki. Batiki sisi tunachukua pamba kutoka Tabora. Ezeni inaenda kuchakachwa, inatengenezwa kama mfumo wa nyuzi, inachambuliwa kwanza, vimbegu vinawekwa pembeni, afu wanatengeneza cotton ya kutumia nyuzi.
For many exhibitors, the 10-day event is more than just a sales opportunity, but rather a chance to forge business-to-business deals and explore new export markets.
We are selling our bags at wholesale prices. In Kenya shillings, we are ranging between approximately 100 shillings or less to anything above 1,800 Kenya shillings.
Buying Kenyan and building Kenya is something that I would really encourage guys to look into. Our biggest competitor, you find that is mostly guys from out of the continent, I would say. So if you're able to promote local manufacturers, I think that's a good thing. I would encourage other manufacturers, let's incorporate the brand of Build Kenya into our products so that we're able to get an edge into the market.
The trade fair, now marking its silver jubilee, is being spearheaded by the State Department for MSMEs Development. Trevor Ngendo for Prime Edition.
From Marketplace to Tech Summit in Uasin Gishu County, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has challenged the youth to take advantage of government initiatives to drive inclusive growth through technology. Mudavadi says the government has expanded national fiber coverage by over 37,000 kilometers in 3 years and rolled out public Wi-Fi that serves about 2 million monthly users. Cleo Marco with more.
Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi was at the inaugural Software and Artificial Intelligence Summit at Moi University in Eldoret, where he reiterated Kenya's commitment to becoming Africa's leading hub for software and artificial intelligence innovation.
We are here to position Kenya
as Africa's coding champion, a powerhouse where talent, technology, and innovation fuse to drive inclusive growth and redefine digital leadership across the continent.
He announced that Moi University will host a new Center for Artificial Intelligence and the Internet of Things IoT, which will become a hub for cutting-edge research and innovation in partnership with the Ministry of ICT and other agencies.
AI is not a distant dream. It is a present superpower, a tool to enhance humanity and skyrocket productivity. But its true magic lies in our hands, how we harness it to build a future of abundance.
According to Mudavadi, the software market is now worth over $700 billion, while artificial intelligence is expected to generate more than $1.7 trillion in value in the coming years.
What we need is robust infrastructure, forward-thinking policies, and bold investments to nurture this talent and scale ideas for global impact.
Globally, software accounts for 15% of GDP, and that is where we want Kenya to get in the soonest time possible.
Mudavadi said government initiatives such as Ajira, Githu, and the Digital Hubs program have trained more than 600,000 young people in coding, data science, and digital entrepreneurship. Tilio Marco for Prime Edition.
Kingdom Bank is rolling out financial literacy programs through its MSME clinics to empower small businesses manage growth, improve record keeping, and access credits more easily. Kingdom Bank Managing Director Anthony Mburu said the lender is keen on expanding access to financial services for Kenya's growing network of entrepreneurs, fabricators, and small business owners.
Kariobangi, being the home of thousands of traders and small-scale manufacturers, is often described as the heartbeat of Nairobi's micro, small and medium-sized enterprises.
The decision to open a branch in Kariobangi was deliberate because this is the hub of industrial activity, especially for the small and medium enterprises. People in Kariobangi are hardworking, resilient, and innovative. And these are some of the qualities that we look for in the customers that we're dealing with.
Kariobangi light industry is famous for enterprises involved in woodwork, metal fabrication, mechanical repairs, and creative manufacturing. A number of companies offering different services have been setting up in the area, with the latest being Kingdom Bank that has opened its 25th branch there.
Whatever solutions you're looking for, whatever problems you're facing in that are of financial nature, please come to us and we should be able to work with you. We also want to offer convenience through the digital banking channels that are available, but also convenience in terms of a relationship manager who will be able to work with you, who will be able to listen to your needs, and whom will be able to deliver to you the solutions that you require.
The lender plans to roll out a suite of financial literacy programs to empower business operators and residents in the area.
For Kingdom Bank, opening a branch here is both strategic and symbolic. It is strategic because Kariobangi is a thriving center for micro and small scale manufacturing, retail trade and logistics. And it is symbolic because it embodies the Kenya we believe in, a nation that grows from ground up, built by ordinary citizens doing extraordinary work.
Sylvia Gatti for Prime Edition.
Trade Principal Secretary Regina Ombam says Kenya is in talks with a company from the United Arab Emirates to invest in automation, repairing of current berths, and construction of a direct shipping line at the port of Mombasa. Here now is Benson Rioba with the details.
Kenya is at an advanced stage of ratifying a comprehensive economic partnership agreement with the United Arab Emirates that is, among others, expected to open up the country to investments from the Gulf nation. Among the first beneficiaries under the deal will be investments at the port of Mombasa, as Trade Principal Secretary Regina Ombam explains.
And therefore, one of our ports, that is Mombasa Port,
is very critical for us. And so we are keen on a strategic partnership for the management and modernization of the Mombasa port.
That is a conversation that the Managing Director of Kenya Ports Authority will engage with them. But, the Port of Mombasa is a critical artery for trade and business, not only for Kenya, but all the other countries up to the hinterland all the way into DRC. They benefit from the Port of Mombasa.
A direct shipping line between the United Arab Emirates and Mombasa is also being created.
This would include co-financing the rehabilitation of older berths and launching a direct shipping line, which is vital to cementing Kenya's regional logistics dominance.
United Arab Emirates companies are scouting for business opportunities in Kenya across a number of sectors.
There are more than 250 companies, so 250 companies who was in our journey, including November 2025 this year. There are more than 120 MOU has been signed between both private sector.
The trade between Kenya and the United Arab Emirates is valued at 439 billion shillings, with the bulk involving petroleum products, chemicals, meat and vegetables. Benson Rioba reporting for Prime Edition.
Kaitano Kenya has announced plans to start assembling Chinese motor vehicle Chery next year. Kaitano Kenya Managing Director Aurelian Glay says the plan is to create jobs, enable transfer of skills, accelerate industrial growth and generate greater value in Kenya. Glay made the remarks during the launch of 3 Chery sports utility vehicles in the Kenyan market. And on that note, we have come to the end of business news. Marakwet Express, if you like, Karen Kibet is on standby with the business news. Stay with us.
Good evening, how are you? I do hope you're holding up well. My name is Karen Kibet. Let's now take a look at what's making headlines in the world of sports. Now, Kenya's representative at this year's Women's Basketball League Africa qualifiers, Z-Tech University, began their campaign on a disappointing note, falling 75-61 to Le Hippos of Burundi at the Nyayo National Stadium Gymnasium. The Kenyan side. Moving on, the first batch of Kenya's delegation to the Tokyo 2025 Summer Deaflympics is set to depart for Japan tomorrow ahead of this year's games. The 25th edition of the 2-week quadrennial multi-sports events kicks off this Saturday with an opening ceremony at the Tokyo Metropolitan Gymnasium. Kenya will be represented by a 180-member contingent comprising athletes, team officials, interpreters, delegates and medics. The second batch of the team is expected to travel on Wednesday, followed by the final group on Thursday. While the Tokyo Deaflympics will feature 21 sports disciplines, Kenya will compete in 5: athletics, women's basketball, men's handball, golf and swimming. The team has been in residential camp at Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani, Nairobi, since 19th October. The Tokyo Deaflympics will mark Kenya's 8th appearance at the Games since their debut at the 1997 edition in Copenhagen, Denmark. Now, Uzbekistan is celebrating another major sporting triumph tonight. Judoka has captured the gold medal at the Islamic Solidarity Games in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. In a tense Uzbek semi-final in the men's over 100 kilogram category, Turobayev faced off against his teammate Yusupov. Both teams scored a yuko before the end of normal time, but after an exhausting 8 minutes of golden score, it was Turobayev who scored the decisive point to move on to the final. There he met Rakihimov of Tajikistan and once again demonstrated his dominance, defeating his opponent to claim the gold medal and bring glory to Uzbekistan. In other judo action, the host nation Saudi Arabia was represented in the final block by Faye in the women's minus 70 kilogram category. She fought hard in the bronze medal contest but was overcome by Aitaj of Azerbaijan. Turning to futsal, Morocco's national team has advanced to the final after a strong 8-3 victory over Saudi Arabia. Morocco will face Iran for the championship title after Iran secured its spot with a 4-2 win against Uzbekistan. The 2025 Islamic Solidarity Games are beamed live on Y254. Now back home, Muigai Golf Club's Greg Snow stayed at the top of the leaderboard after day 2 of the ongoing 8th leg of the Sunshine Development Golf Tour, the East African swing at the Limuru Country Club. Snow took the lead of the tournament, backed by Betika, after carding 5 under par for the day to take his overall tournament total to 11 under par, giving himself a strong cushion heading into Tuesday's final round. Rwanda's Celestine moved into second place after returning a 2 under par round for a total of 5 under par. 7th leg winner Njoroge Kibugu ended the day in 4th with a total of 4 under par. Top 30 players will proceed to Tuesday's final round where 2 million Kenya shillings will be at stake, as well as world ranking points and qualifications for the next year's Kenya Open.
The ball well, plenty of greens in the first 9, turned 3 under, got off to a fast start again. First 3 holes I made 3 birdies, but in terms of that, yeah, it's been like I said, just good ball striking. Same process that I've been doing for the last 2 days, just fairway green, try and give myself as many opportunities for birdies. I'm putting pretty well, and then see what happens.
Just wasn't working today, and it could have been a lot deeper, but I guess we'll take 3 under. 3 under sounds not great. It could have been 6, 7, could have been up there, but I guess that's the result we'll take.
And finally, Manchester City delivered a deafening statement of intent to celebrate Pep Guardiola's landmark 1,000th match in management as Liverpool were dismissed out of hand at Etihad Stadium. City's 3-0 win carried an ominous warning for Premier League leaders Arsenal, whose advantage at the top was cut to 4 points, while it inflicted a grievous wound on Liverpool and their hopes of back-to-back titles. And that's for all the sports stories we had for you tonight. My name is Karen Kibet. I'll see you tomorrow with more sports news. But for now, I do hand you back to my senior colleagues, Mboya and Muchuma Odim.
Many thanks indeed, Marakwet Express, for that sporty update. We do have comments coming in through, especially in regard to some of the stories that we covered for you. The gospel community, of course, mourning the death of the celebrated Kikuyu gospel artist Betty Bayo. We have June here, sending in her. She says, my heart goes out to family and friends of Betty Bayo. The country has lost a light in Kenyan music industry.
And besides that, we have quite a number of people sending their messages of condolences, of course, to regards to the death of Betty Bayo and also Emeritus Bishop Sulumeti. Quite a number of people: Wamalwa Wanyonyi, Francis Kolale, Fidelis Odhiambo, Ngana Victor Kucheli, and also mixed reactions in regards to a number of other stories. Thank you so much for your company. Thank you for your feedback on our social media platforms. I am Muchuma Odim, also language expert tonight. Lucy Mwaura.
Lucy Mwaura, almost caught her there, but it's okay. We'll be back again tomorrow, same time, same place. Thank you so much for watching. Good night from Nairobi, Kenya.
Tushinde.com. Cheza safe, cheza smart. Gambling is addictive, not for persons under the age of 18 years.
Sasa kwa star 419 hash uko na game mpya. Tushinde spin corner. Simply spin. Kisha ngoja, na kwa entry moja unaweza angukia na uspin hadi mara 3. Na ikigonga 25,000 na kufikia instantly. Cheza spin corner sasa hivi kwa star 419